Uh-oh. What's going on with this? Are we rocking and rolling? I think so. Yo, what up, gang? Hit the like button if you haven't already. Do the solid at least, you know? We need that solid. Crypto and free fall. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take that all day, all night. I'll take that all day. We're going to $1, bro. I don't give a shit. I'll be scooping up that $1 like it's going out of style. Like I'm working at fucking Scoops Ahoy. Kidding me? I'll be scooping it. Oh my god. Scoopy in the scoop. Oh my god. Scoop. I don't want to hear myself twice. Yo, we got one person watching, but it says there's 3 likes, so there's a ghost in here. Paranormal Activity 7. Return of the 7. Yo, WTF, he says. WTF, what's going on, guys? I'm so scared. I'm so scared, guys. Alright, we're going live. Boosted. Yo, there's no chance you're boosted right now, bro. Back in the trailer, baby. Back in the trailer, yo, I'm gonna have to call in a fucking. You think that Zcash is dead? I never touched any of that shit. I know I just sounded like I was coming off defensive about that, but I'm just like, it's been so obvious a bit since the beginning that like there were just a handful of chosen ones, and I'm not saying anything about Zcash, but it's like I just had never. Oh wait, let me hit post real quick. Let me hit post. Let me shut my face. Post. Okay, Bitcoin free falling as predicted by Jake Loki. I mean, I don't know. Did he predict it? Along with a million other people, they've also predicted a bunch of stuff. You know, the thing in the content game is like when you're throwing just shit out daily, you know, some of it's bound to stick. But you know, you can go back. Are you not worried? Because I am. I'm not worried. Not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. I've been through how many of these? It's just like it feels just like the whole thing feels oozing of a psyop beyond belief, and this is just much easier because it's financial markets and the whole thing is operating on such wobbly kind of foundation. Just looking at the origins of Bitcoin and Tether and all the people involved in that and the big e-files and all the central banks, it's such a larger type thing going on, and it does seem like very coincidentally we're maybe getting this piece of legislation before the August recess. That July 4th is a fucking fallacy. That's one of the 47 times they've given out a date, and it's never the date. So, let's see. Got some emo rock playing in the back. All right, I'll vibe with it. Yeah, because we're feeling, what is it, Angsty Friday? Yeah, we gotta rally the troops, Braveheart. I have a huge buy order set for when it drops below $1. Fingers crossed. I just DCA. I don't know. Like I just want to stack a pile. Like I don't even really care the price. Obviously, you know, I'm liking it at these prices. I like these prices a lot because they does seem some accuracy in the statements of they're trying to get as much exit liquidity and eyes on this stock market and that SpaceX and Anthropic boom. Because all these people are showing Goldman Sachs predicts SpaceX's revenue to grow 300 times by 2030. All like these crazy things. Goldman is very much leading the charge for sure. One of the top guys in that upcoming IPO. So yet again, every time they throw something in your face constantly to try to purport a narrative, you got to question the mainstream media because yet again, these guys. Let me get rid of this. Oh wait, what? Why isn't that going away? Display capture. Interesting. Why is that? Oh, that's because I'm hitting the wrong button. That's why. That makes sense. Let's take a look. Sailor. This is Jim Cramer's new thing. Sailor murdered Bitcoin is the new narrative, the new CNBC puppet narrative. In reply to this, Anthony Pomplabino, he's going extra moron, I feel, lately. It really is. I don't know. It's crazy.
And so I think he just had to message that I'm willing to do this. And that willingness to do that was always going to come with the critics saying, oh, this is the tip of the iceberg. First it's 32, next it's going to be 3,200. But your goal should be maximizing total returns. Bitcoin
to pay the dividends
is your hurdle rate, but ultimately the goal is you want to maximize the total returns for your common equity shareholders, and to not have selling Bitcoin on the table when it might be advantageous, I think is not the optimal way to do that. And so selling 32, I think it clearly shocked the market. And I think just the fact that a 32 Bitcoin sell would shock the market, I think shows me that he had to do this to get to the point where they can operate maximizing total returns into the future. And with Bitcoin down, there's potential that, just from a tax loss harvesting perspective, that more, Bitcoin sells might make sense. But what's most important there is that I think he's going to be a net buyer of Bitcoin effectively every single month into the future. And so if he did a tax loss harvest transaction and sold whatever, 50,000 Bitcoin, and then the next day he buys back 50,000 Bitcoin, or even the next hour he buys back 50,000 Bitcoin, I think that shareholders should be thankful for that, because it actually helps them put themselves in a better long-term position.
Yeah, sorry. First of all, why is he filming this? Is this green screen, or is he? That's even weirder if he's like in this gym. He's like trying to flex his fucking matching weight set. I don't know. Oh, because this is the Pomp podcast. Dude, this is like Pomp Labino from a different dimension. God, there's so many thoughts, because what was that, a minute 30 clip? I have so many different thoughts on what the hell they're saying. Try to gather my thoughts.
That was always going to come with the critics saying, oh, this is the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, the tip of the iceberg. It's always to maximize profit for your own people. You kidding me? The guy's running the show, and he's like, yeah, I try to advise against that. Yeah, I'm sure you did.
32, next it's going to be 3,200. But your goal should...
Your goal's maximizing. What if that Bitcoin reserve, the strategic reserve, that stupid idea they floated around, imagine that does come in for the Hail Mary pass? That's what does it? And it saves Bitcoin and Sailor? Or do they really use Sailor yet again as the fall guy and the vessel? Fucking crash it. That would be insane. But I mean, I will be buying these prices, not financial advice. I'll be taking the fucking fire sell all day, because yet again, I wasn't planning on hopefully selling today. Maybe it's someone said a while ago in the comments, they were like, we haven't been through the hard part yet. They're going to fucking crash it all. And they like the supply shock, oil prices, and all this craziness. There's like a 3 to 6 month fuse delay. So that's still some time away to feel max pain of this whole thing. They're like, you got to survive that and not tap into your fund. So you got to be kind of cushioned, ready to weather that storm. I don't know. The prophecy, Harry Potter, has always been that you do need the crash for the phoenix to rise. The one world currency. The prophecy. Insane. I don't know, man. Nobody knows. You got to rub your crystal ball and you're going to know. Guys, do me a solid, hit the like button on the stream. Hit the like button on the stream, por favor. We got 34 peeps, 9 likes. I have invested all the money, what I don't need. So if I'm ready to buy more, that's the move. Are you not worried? No, I'm not worried. How many people actually know about XRP, do you think, realistically, in the world? Dude, it doesn't even matter. It's like all the people who have XRP, they fucking only have a certain amount of them. Like, it's such a small subset of people who could reap kind of, and even still, yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Jake has called a lot of this stuff, to be fair to him. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've heard a lot of other people kind of make calls like that too. But like, OG, I really do think DAI has kind of been the most spot on in this whole thing. Obviously, he doesn't dive deep into like that type of geopolitical strategic moves and everything, but like his plays have been fucking consistent throughout time. He's an OG in the space. That prominent theory he's always had. It's like it comes in the new to replace the petrodollar, prevent World War III, like all that. And even then, most would sell at hilarious prices. But yet again, when they drag us through the mud in this gutter, people are going to be selling if I can $2 again. They're going to be like, we're back at 2, sell. It's going to be a journey up. It's going to be a journey up. So now, honestly, guys, seeing it this low right now, what it's doing to me, the move back up, whenever it is going to be violent. we're going under $1. The violent rip on some of these whenever the market decides to get defibrillated again. Defibrillated, or however you say it. The thing in like Left 4 Dead, they use it on the TV shows too. They clear and they put it on your tits. I had to see someone get that in real life once. It was fucking scary. But it wasn't even the clear. They just put like these pads. And then they hit like a box, like a car battery. Try to bring the person back. Yeah, it's always super mega pump. Going this low is definitely making me think the rip is going to be insane. Yeah, when it happens. I'm not saying when. Till 2030. That's always been the kind of time horizon. We still got some way to go. We're in 2026. We're in 2026. It's going to be a long journey. I think it's going to be a really good journey at some point. I think the bearable guy of last year definitely foreshadowed a bit, because 2026 is the year of space. You notice that they're really pushing space. All the like we're pushing that point and Disclosure Day at the same time. It's just weird. It's weird. They're hyping up the SpaceX IPO. I mean, Starlink's been fucking killing it. Bezos is blowing up rockets. He's space race too. They're trying to just commercialize space. You can go up there, hang out, play a poker game. Like, that's where they're trying to go for the ultra rich. They're so bougie. They got like mansions in orbit. You kidding me? That would be fucking dope, though. You kidding me? You got your own private. Imagine having that type of money. You got your own private fucking space station. You go up there, hang out, do whatever. That's insane. This weekend is gonna be crazy. Everything is gonna dump. Got a few bucks on the side for XRP. Yeah, hopefully it was payday. If that's the move you're trying to make. $1.10. Open for the rip. Yeah, just down the line eventually. SpaceX 2589 after IPO. Then we all know. The narrative's hot right now, saying they're trying to suck retail into that, like no tomorrow, and Goldman and those guys obviously trying to reap the benefit. Obviously. So they think a massive dump. I don't know, dude, because I could see it lining up with a massive announcement. That booming. Something with X money going to while the buzz is hot on SpaceX, you know. Massive launch. It's all lining up with the crypto infrastructure shit. Like, we're starting to roll out July and stuff. It's just weird. I think that we really are waiting in those data centers to get built. What do you mean by that? The movie Elysium? I like know of Elysium. I've never seen it though. I should watch that. That sounds like a cool concept. So you're saying we're bleeding over the weekend? That's what you're saying? Let's take a look at Jimmy. Right, shall we? Because everyone trusts Jimmy. Jimmy boy. So in reply, Jim Cramer says Michael Saylor is the Malcolm X of Bitcoin.
Yeah, because you can do a whamma jamma against the shorts. The shorts are pressing it down. You can just do a pincer movement, really surround them. This man knows how to do this stuff. And I'm not talking about like something where Eisenhower generated with you know, when you have like Patton coming up against the against a team that we don't talk about. I would say that this man is not to be trifled with. Saylor will come on Squawk. He'll come on everywhere. He'll come on every show. It wouldn't shock me. He pops up at the White House for all I know. He will do whatever's necessary. He is the Malcolm X of Bitcoin, okay? Malcolm X, yes, right? Yes. By any means necessary, he will defeat the shorts. Defeat the shorts.
We will see.
That's what his job is. I mean, when he gets up in the morning, he puts on whatever kind of men's warehouse thing he's got going. He comes and he goes, I'm getting him today.
Yes.
I'm getting him today. And I got to tell you, he's good at that.
There are a few of those. You could throw Alex Karp in there.
Yep.
Musk over the years complaining about the shorts.
But, you know, he could be Vrabel.
That was back in December 2nd of 2025. And now look at the flip of the script. Saylor murdered Bitcoin. He's tweeted it a couple of times now. Saylor murdered Bitcoin. We've called in the beginning that we think it seems more likely than not that they would smoke Saylor out, and there's some massive catalyst event with Saylor to really, like, that would flush everybody out, and that would be the burn to the ground ash. Still would love confirmation on that old tweet from Jack Dorsey. If he really did post that short animation of the Bitcoin token transforms an XRP token and flies away, that's I would love to know if that's true, because that is crazy if it is. Let's see. Someone needs. Oh God. Yeah, this guy. He's going after. Who's he going after? Jake? Something like that. So Jake, I'm sorry, but this really needs to be called out, and what I believe to be egregious lying on the part of XRP inside R3. Oh shit, R3. Would you be able to verify, collaborate with Jake? What's he saying?
Super chats and the support. Charles says, "Hey Jake, can you talk about the fact that R3 Quarter chose to go with Solana instead of XRP? So that's not the case."
Well, I did see the headline that they did choose Solana for some aspect.
I know that. Okay, so Quarter can settle through multiple blockchains.
All right, we get the picture. So, but Bare Naked Crypto's going, someone needs to sue him for Ripple. Oh God, this guy, he's popping off. Permission domains. Yo, Charles, remember Charles? He was like, I'm leaving. I can't take it anymore. Bloop. The next morning. Bloop. All right, I'm back.
When you look at it from a price appreciation, we're in the toilet. We're at 18 cents. It's a dead and failed project. When you look at it from a price appreciation, we're in the toilet.
We're in the
We're
toilet.
18 cents.
18
It's a dead and
cents.
failed project.
This ain't a democracy anymore. Yo, GEC, wait, what were you saying is your show? Wait, which one? The clip of like Jake or something? Let me see. Where the hell is it? These are my fucking likes. Where did it go? Am I bugging? Yo, I might be. I'm tweaking, guys. I'm tweaking. Yo, they call me Tweak. It was somewhere like this. Yo, what up? This is crazy. This is crazy. I've showed this clip before. Wait, what video with Jack are you talking about? Can you find it and show it? Let me see. Jack. If your Uncle Jack was on your back, would you help your Uncle Jack off your back? You get what I'm saying? Where the fuck is the clip? I'm bugging. Charles is 38-year-old. Yo, he's 60. He looks like a Grand Maester, bro. It's wild to me that Charles and I are the same age in my Delulu. Hopefully you don't look that rough like Charles, dude. He literally looks like Grand Maester Parcell, like from Game of Thrones and shit. Hello, the GEC. Yo, GEC. Yo, wait, what were you talking about? What was your show? Let's see. Yeah, they're saying Charles lost the plot. They're going after this guy big time. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. I've shown this clip. All right. Look at this. Look at all these dates.
So we've chosen some of the most trusted names in the space to work with us to help provide this for free. So BlockFi and Silvergate have teamed up to partner this so we can bring this to all of you and for you to share it with as many people as possible. I think you know by now how important this digital revolution is, and I urge you to take part in this.
Stuff like Terra Network, you can just put money, stake the network and get 20%. And
20?
they're basically risk-free if you want to own that network.
Risk-free.
Massively overweight Sui.
Sui.
Massively.
Sui.
Can I ask you, percentages-wise, more or less?
I'm definitely over 70% Sui, and that's not anything to do with the foundation that I'm on. That's my just capital allocation of my savings. And I added some Zcash.
Why?
I bought more Sui, obviously.
More
but I added
Sui.
a bit of Zcash.
More Sui. More Sui. More Sui. Bitch chop Sui. Bitch Sui. Bitch Sui. Where the fuck is it? I don't know how to spell it. No, not. What the hell, Chip Skylark songs? What the fuck? What is good? What?
When I'm feeling lonely, sad as I can be, all by myself on an uncharted island in an endless sea. What makes me happy fills me up with glee. Bones in my jaw that don't have a flaw, my shiny teeth and me. My shiny teeth that twinkle just like the stars in space. My shiny teeth that sparkle, add beauty to my face.
God, yo, what the hell? This is popping off, yo. This is turning into goddamn GTA 6 early release, bro. Is that Charles' song? Charles needs to sit there and show his shiny teeth to me, because Charles is just imagine this is Charles' theme song. You are right.
When you look at it,
My shiny teeth so awesome, just like your favorite song. My shiny teeth that blossom, so they're gonna be real strong. My shiny teeth, I love them, and they all love me. Why would I talk to you when I've got 32? My shiny teeth and me.
Oh, what the? Oh my God. Yo, my matrix, I'm glitching out. I'm glitching out, bro. Game over. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. This is crazy
So
town,
we chose
USA. Oh, but the whole point of the banana zone, as we've been going over, I've felt that this guy's a psyop from day one. Literally from day one. Literally. Day one shit. Never trusted anything he ever said or listened to. I don't listen to any of the plays these guys say because everybody's going to talk their own book in this space. He might have been a psyop from day one showing up. Bitcoin, it correlates. It correlates to the M2, and we go down, you're going to think it's over, but it's not over, and it comes back up, and then you hit the banana stride, and you go up, and then liquidity business, all the fucking bullshit, right? I mean, it is true to some extent. Like, he does spit some knowledges, but, he talks his book. Whatever, give him credit. He's probably making I guess he's not making fat stacks on the end of it, if he's supposedly 80% Sui. 80% Sui, yeah, I'm sure Sui's going to fucking chop Sui, yeah. DTCC Euroclear launch interoperability white paper. I thought this was old news because we covered it, unless they just did another one. Big emphasis on interoperability. But Bitcoin's gonna settle all the transactions ever created because it's great, and it's Michael Saylor is gonna not sell it all. Because he's got to pay. His back ain't up against the fucking wall. All right, Michael Saylor and his fucking pepperoni guns, dude. But his back, thinking he's John Wick. The Bitcoins are rolling up on you, Mike. They're rolling up on you, and they're strapped. All right? So they're about to shank you to death unless you start throwing these things overboard. Because that's it. That's it. It's like that room. Kingsman. They wake up and the room's flooding, and it's a test. They're like their spy test. Cool. We're gonna drown you in the room. Can you get out of it? It's an intense scene. Any breath holding scene is actually intense because, like, you try to hold your breath to it, and you're like, I couldn't do this. No way. Try to hold your breath for fucking 2 minutes right now. Could you do it? Probably not. It would suck if you were on an exhale, though. Rob Paul speaks nonsense, just likes the sound of his own voice. I would too if I was British. Like, if I started this channel with a fake British accent from day one, I really wonder if I could have fooled people. And they'd be like, why does he talk so stupid? They say that now. Of course he did. Arthur Hayes is another one, dude. Crypto Hayes dumps his entire Zcash position after the Orchard Pool vulnerability disclosure, saying it could not be... Dude, catalyst after catalyst. I mean, people are going to argue, still going on right now. There's been an exposure and a potential exploit using Claude Code or whatever. And it found one in Zcash, but you can't really verify it because the whole point of Zcash is that it's what? Anonymous, and you can't find it. And someone's pointing to the origins of where Zcash even kind of originated and some connections to like Tel Aviv University. Like, it always seems to be weird stuff going on. So the exploit kind of pointed out, you can kind of make as many tokens as you want, you know, and since the network, you know, it's private and you can't, no one who's gonna know. You could print a lot and just, bye. No one even knows. Bye. You don't even know. It's almost like the Fed. You know, if you think of it like the Fed, that's what that is going on with Zcash. But they're like, it hasn't been done. Who knows what's been done with Zcash, bro? My goat. Yeah, look at all the recent like VC pump fund ones. Well, hype. Well, we'll see about hype, but these things they're all crashing now. They had their fun VC kind of pump. They all kind of went through their same little cycle, their nice little stride. Almost like it was a little bit calculated. Just a little bit, maybe. Raul Paul, yeah, he speaks nonsense. It's 5 years from now when people think it's over. It's not over, yeah. It's like I'm blindfolded in a hazing room with my face to the wall. What the hell? Buying some Cardano now? Oh, dude. I don't know if that's too smart. Jim Cramer says, stop losing money and go to bed. Roger that. Here we go, DAI. Let's summarize this week in crypto. Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, Zcash, Sui. I mean, I don't think that was this week, but I mean, just from a simple standpoint of like these things, if we're talking moving so much money and value and resources and time and energy and just efficiency, they need networks that, like, yet again, are battle tested just for, like, I forget who said it, but Microsoft's tolerance for any downtime whatsoever, their minimum is 3 milliseconds. You need hardware like that. These things, even within a 5-year span, that's why, like, Sol, I've not truly been sold on Sol for that fact that it's had downtime within a decent amount of time. Like, some of these other networks just have more robustness to them. Granted, maybe that's what these 3 giant pumps were. You know, when you see these when you hit the all-time chart and you see bang, 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 and it gets smaller every time though. Of course that's making money, that's wealth transfer in action. But at the same time, what if they were testing? What if that's testing? Danelle Dixon just said the other day, in regards to the DTCC announcement, she's like, oh, Stellar and DTCC have been working together since 2018. She said it. NDA in action. You don't think that's going on with any other ones? I mean, we've been working together since 2018. Okay. I'm sure that's nothing though. Talking 5-way Elliott. Yo, Elliott. No, I don't know. DAI's posting to potential MicroStrategy insider selling? Question mark? Damn, they're jumping ship, dude. It's almost like Sailor posted the picture of him escaping the Titanic. Insane. Was the whole Zcash hype? Let's take a look. Was the whole Zcash hype the last year manufactured so someone could dump the infinite coins they were printing? I don't know. Those are just questions. Why has the Pentagon never passed an audit? You know, why? Like, where does all of our tax money go? Nobody knows where any of this money goes. Nobody knows nothing. No, you know, nobody knows nothing. XRP may even hit 40 cents again. This shit is exact. I don't give a fuck if it hits, what'd you say, 60, 40 cents? Doesn't even matter. I'll fucking buy all day. Kidding me? I'll buy that all day at those prices. Fucking people freaking out. Oh, SpaceX. Someone invested in SpaceX. Oh my God, it's at all stock market all-time high. Listen, maybe you catch the Holy Mary of trades, right? And this thing goes on a generational run for a fucking another 4-year vertical and never know any pullback. It's just usually when things are at all-time highs, they're more likely than not to have a correction. Maybe they'll, I don't know. SpaceX and everything rolling up to the scene for this IPO boom does seem like they're pumping massive exit liquidity right now with Goldman and all these guys. It's crazy to think how many thousands of people I drive past every day, and I bet none of them have XRP. Dude, like a fucking fraction humans have XRP. I just feel bad for normal people who would have missed out on all this when it's said and done. Yeah, man, people got other priorities. Can't blame them. People, it's just a matter of like being exposed to certain things, you know? Like, I don't know. Some people's timeline, I don't know, fucking crocheting or some shit. Like, I don't even know. Now we're thinking, I wonder how Coffee Chat's doing. I'm sure he's doing great, dude. I'm sure he's doing fantastic. Now we're thinking, gee, who would have thought maybe if you're building an anonymous crypto network, a truly anonymous one, you know, they say that in Monero. I don't know. I would just assume you'd want it to potentially be used for illicit activity to some capacity. So why wouldn't, I don't know, maybe it was intentional. Imagine like if you build in a network like that, like, yeah, let's put a kill switch in where we could just make as much as we want and sell it. No, who the fuck's gonna know? Like, what the hell? That's evil genius. These people are manipulating the market right in front of your faces. Don't forget the same people who just sold hype, near, and Zcash were the same people who told you 2 months ago they had long positions and that those coins would be bigger than Bitcoin. Yeah, like, I don't listen to any of this type of bullshit because that's just all it seems is bullshit. Like, what? I've never fallen for any of that type of shit. Oh, Mike, you fell for XRP. Buddy, let's catch back up in 2030. You know, if Skynet hasn't taken us out by 2030, let's talk in 2030. That's what I'm waiting around for. I'm not like, oh, tomorrow it's fucking $400, $4,000 because like lint fell out of your belly button and lined up with the moon signs. Like, I would love to believe all that because like I do like psychedelics and that stuff. I ponder the different things of reality. Freedom. Judy and Coffee Chat must be shitting bricks right now. Let's see. Because, like, we got time on our side. That's the thing. Like, if you're really old and investing in this shit, you're like, I don't know, maybe you won't live till 2030. You know, you got to try to take care of your health so we can reap the benefits of this thing. It's a long game, dude. That's what they prey on, dude. They shove Twinkies down everyone's throat. Just fucking feed them processed foods, kill them, poison them. They're stupid. They're going to eat it anyway. They're not saying that type of food ain't good, dude. Fucking Twinkie every now and again. Some like junk food shit like that, you know? But we're eating that shit on the regular. It's all fucked up. Poison you slowly, and then dry you out like a towel when they get you in the medical system. Another customer served, right? I'm not stressed. I'm vibing. I honestly, another position I'm thinking about grabbing again maybe is silver. I think I want to allocate some to silver right now at these prices. I think that's a solid move. So yeah, priority list, XRP, XLM, and then silver will be third. I at these prices, I'm liking silver. Let me take a look at that again. Yeah, silver's, I'm liking it at these prices. Yeah. 33. Yeah. I like seeing a big retracement after that and then this sort of sideways action in this funnel. That's what I'm liking. Yeah, I mean, come on, that's a pimple on the ass. That's nothing. The run. That is a big run though. That is worrying. I waited 15 years for silver. I can wait for XRP. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, people fucking don't understand. Oh my god, silver was only $30 in 2012. Okay, but then it ran up to fucking whatever it did, like 90 some shit, basically 90. And then here we go. Now we're sitting in kind of what seems to be the next leg of it. I'm sure it'll move sideways for quite a bit. But, you know, if I'm sitting here in 2030, I'm going to guess in 2030, silver's worth more than it is now. Is that a crazy assumption? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe silver goes to fucking $4 in 2030, somehow, some way. What do you think Elon's building his fucking Optimus robots with? They need silver, people. It seems like they do need more so the infrastructure to process the silver and metals. But that's when we looked at that thing. I think it was JP Morgan funding at some capacity with the DoD some new metaling processing facility. It was like after they took Venezuela. I got in at $15. Yeah, got in at a good price too on silver for sure. You see, if you want, I can what? Silver for the win, bitch. Hey yo, Mr. White. All right, let's take a look. Say click, take a pic. Yeah, look what he's saying. Well, I did warn Zcash was developed from technology originating at Tel Aviv University, involved a venture-funded private company that charged a 50. I don't even want to read any of this because I'm not trying to rustle any feathers. I'm not trying to rustle any feathers. Not at all. He said that, not me. Zcash down over 40% overnight after Claude AI found a bug that allowed unlimited minting of the token. One prompt destroyed billions of value in just hours. AI is going to wreak havoc for coins that aren't secured for post-quantum world. It's almost like they're gearing up for it a little bit, ramping it up. Things he learned over a decade. Only 40 likes and 80 people watching. Guys, do me a solid, just real quick, hit the like button. It's the bare minimum. Real quick. Helps the video out. Let's see. Mozart was good. I don't know if I said what's up, Mozart. Absolute goat. Yeah, we got 83 peeps in there. Let's go. Never, Mike. You think? The nurse will get my XRP when I'm on my deathbed. You'll have to give her the keys, bro. You're going to give her the keys like in prison. You beat up the guy who has the keys. Now you got the keys. And if anyone wants to get them from you, same thing. They got to fucking roll up on you. Take them from you. There's a good movie, Shot Caller. And it stars Jamie from Game of Thrones. It's a pretty good movie. kind of cornball parts at moments, but when they're in prison, it's just it's cool because John Bernthal's in it too. And he's just in the yard. He's like doing dips. He's like, you gotta stick a balloon up your ass, man. He's like, what? He goes, you do it, or we're gonna fuck you up. Just stuff like that. Yeah, it was a cool movie. It was all right. Just watched the Abraham Water truck drop. I don't know what that is. Oh god, I got Stranger Things on over there, dude. One of the best fall from graces in the show ever. That last season was fucking abysmal. Insane. Season 1's solid. I like season 1 a lot. Things I've learned in over a decade in crypto, according to DAI. If you see the entire crypto media begin promoting a token out there, watch out. There are VCs somewhere under the woodpile. 2, don't chase green candles. Do your research and focus. Yeah, we get it. It's all keep your digital assets safe. Yeah. But yet again, DAI has been spot on throughout the years. This was interesting. JP Morgan, Citi, and Bank of America, according to CoinDesk, are building a shared blockchain network to give bank deposit crypto-like speed and programmability into direct response to the stablecoin threat, targeting a mid-2027 launch. That also kind of lines up. Remember they said with the Stellar announcement, they're like, yeah, we're not going to start using that until like 2027. They say early 2027. Always give them a buffer of another quarter or so. So interesting stuff. They're rolling up to the scene. Makes sense why the Clarity's probably not. They do have other stuff. They just tried to vote on the Save America Act. I don't actually know what's in it. Something in my bones just tells me the Save America Act does not necessarily. I'm sure there's a lot of bullshit shoved into it as they normally do. I'm not keeping up with any of that. This is kind of the Clarity Act and all the Game of Thrones involved in the crypto sphere are what we're kind of tapped into, because at least this we can try to make some money along the way. I know we're not right now, but yet again, people who were stacking positions at like 33, 35, 40 cents, a while back, you're still up, obviously, but who knows, dude, if they want to crash this, God, that would wipe everyone remaining out. It fucking for sure would. There's like barely any people who hold like you say, like XRP or whatever in the population. If they fucking crash this thing, burn it. South Park, burn it to the ground. They burn it. God, they'd get everybody out. Can't have anybody be making money. SpaceX, look at SpaceX. Satellites. What are they doing over there? Oh no, you don't look over there. Don't look over there. They're not buying XRP or anything like that. None of these protocols, the BIS, all these things, just talking about these certain blockchains. Just potentiality of the price appreciation over a long period of time, I think, is pretty likely. Mike, when is the next Fishing Vibe video? Saturday? I don't know. I gotta find a good day to go out there then. Good weather day. Been getting hit with fucking, what's the word? It's like heat wave. It's like it's not enjoyable when you go out there and it's like 93 degrees. You can't even breathe. It ain't too enjoyable. Why would they crash it to lower prices so regular people could buy it cheaper? Because people are running the other way unless they got half a brain and have like been through this space and kind of see the chosen plays just on a risk reward type profile, Well, nobody even owns these assets and shit. Like in the grand scheme, it's interesting now. Yeah, let's burn it to the ground. Meanwhile, Schwab, one of the giant entities, coming in with Bitcoin and Ethereum spot trading. Just they're all integrating these products. So I don't know what's up with that. Zcash listed address. What's this? Approximately 2 miles from CIA headquarters. What? Jeez. I don't know nothing about that. Interesting. The Bitcoin headquarters better hurry up and freeze Satoshi's wallet that holds all of his freedom money. Yeah, it ain't freedom money unless you can cohort a bunch of people into saying, we don't want those no more. The biggest misconception. Yeah, I'm not trying to read all that right now. Man, I thought I was bearish saying Bitcoin was going to 19,000. This guy says Bitcoin's going at 10,000. Well, who is this guy? Another bald guy with some charts in the background? I mean, how many of these guys are supposed to have credibility?
He was basically saying that Bitcoin sort of bottom out already at around 60.
Yeah, all right. So he's senior commodity strategist, Bloomberg Intelligence. All right, let's see what he's got to
I
say.
think you don't think that we bottom at 60.
No, I think it's going back to 10,000. I think the next stop for Bitcoin is going to be 50,000. I think it's unlikely to stay above its 200-day moving average. The whole space is still in the middle of a purge mode. Things like Dogecoin and Shiba Inu need to probably go to zero before the whole space stops. And the number one simple trigger for that is a little bit of pickup in stock market volatility, which is what I'm worried about. So Michael Saylor is one person. I think he's going to get stopped out in a lot of his positions. It's just the way markets usually work. I stick with that call I made in 2024 at the end of the year that when you double dog there, the market gods, when he taunted Trump for not being Warren Buffett for not investing in Bitcoin, when he doubled down in a 10x, that was just, it's still the problem. And this is the key theme I'm showing you here, that this is that gold volatility versus S&P 500. It's telling you, get out. It's just telling you, thank you very much. But maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe this one person will help support the market. I fully expect he's going to get stopped out. And that's when the bottom we put in. Now, I know Michael very well. I very respect him. He got me way bullish in 2020. Remember, that's the key thing to remember, Giovanni. I was very lonely back then, even at Bloomberg, they really pushed back on me corporate-wise for being so bullish. This, this internet money, and they trailed it. Now we have Bloomberg crypto shows. We have people covering it. But now, and it's certainly when ETFs were launched and Mr. Trump jumped on board, it just put in a peak. And Mr. Saylor, I don't think it's figured out yet, but I think he needs to get stopped out, and then the market will stabilize. The key theme, though, is all we need is a little bit of pickup in stock market volatility. Just a simple little thing like this to go up to what it normally does. Say S&P 500, 180 volatility at 13, catching up to gold, which it always has, and that's your stop. That's when you have your normal correction, which we're way overdue. But here's the bottom line: is I do not expect cryptos to do anything but continue to leak, underperform the stock market, which I show you here, underperforming stocks. I mean, for an enduring period, until they've reached some kind of lower plateau. And we just got to purge. It just needs to purge all the excesses of supply.
All right. Need a little bit of a purge, he's saying. I bought the most XRP at 380. I've been trying to, But yet again, if you have a long time horizon, that's it. If you think it's going to $5 in the future, whatever, you bought at 380, you still make money in the long term if you think it's going to at least hit $5 in the future. Interesting stuff. They said, the narratives do seem just like Bitcoin, Ethereum going through it, and XRP and just some of these other projects are just in the background. It's always been the Bitcoin and Ethereum show. Look at this, not these. Look at these, not these. Cartoon monkeys and scam ICOs aren't going to cut it anymore. The adults have arrived. In response to Bank, he said that they said ETH owns RWA. Just 20 days produced 96% of XRP's entire year of tokenization. Interesting. ETH needed all 365 to keep up. XRP grown RWA 2x faster than ETH in 2026. Nope. I thought ETH was never going to lose. I mean, I thought all these things just because, that's how technology works, that's how technology works. Every first iteration of something is cemented and never going to be built upon and have a better version, a new and improved. No, the first iteration of everything is always the best. Yep. Look at that Zcash issue. I prefer, who cares? Simple as. This guy goes, they're going to call margin call Saylor, aren't they, fam? Michael Saylor says no. Well, we'll see about that, Michael. Join us, Michael. Tell me Michael Saylor is a nut without telling me he's a nut. Saylor and Strategy are trying to do two things at once. What are they?
Saylor and Strategy are trying to do sort of like two things at once. And I think
trying to wipe his ass and itch it.
One that Jeff, that you just talked about, the financialization, of Bitcoin and Bitcoin exposure is one, big thing that they do. And I think it's like the most covered thing by analysts, looking at what's happening with Strategy this week or this year.
Who is this guy?
But, the other one is it's very different than the financialization of Bitcoin. And that's this like sort of turning it into
I don't buy that.
Medic asset. Saylor posts, quite a few memes, and sort of a religious, believe me approach that this is a messianic asset and it's the chosen one. And,
it's the chosen one though.
I think those two things aren't super compatible. It's like dissonance to hold them both in your mind at the same time. So the messianic promise had always been like, I'm never a seller of this asset. Like I simply believe in it. So, whether it was a couple hundred Bitcoin or, tens of thousands of Bitcoin, selling any sort of takes one leg of the stool of this story of strategy away. And the market responded, tremendously.
It seems like they're using that as cover. It really does. It seems like they're just using that to like trying to. That's the sole reason. I'm sure it maybe played a part
negatively to the never sell promise.
But BlackRock's IBIT has been having a lot of outflows lately too. So I don't
going away. And the next steps are going to be the really interesting ones. Are they going to sell more? Because obviously, it would take some concern over the next couple of years around strategy and STRC away. That would be negative. Are they doing that right now? I think the market maybe doesn't really know. But I think part of the story around strategy, the sort of religious fervor and belief in it has been punctured. And I don't know how you put that genie back in the bottle. And the market doesn't like it at all.
Okay, roger that. Oh, here we go. Oh, boy. I believe the reason Wall Street is knocking crypto down right now before law is because retail front ran them. They have the power to create a more favorable entry point and provide me with some entry points I didn't think I'd have again.
You've got an ability to create enormous wealth on a distributed basis to all sorts of people who are not included. My personal view is this industry goes from a $2.5 trillion industry today and probably hits about 100 trillion by about 2032 or so.
That seems a little ambitious, but I definitely think it's more.
Extrapolating the normal adoption curve, not doing anything crazy. That growth from 2.5 trillion to 100 trillion would be the fastest, largest accumulation of wealth in all human history. But for once, it's in the hands of the many. This was a retail revolution. The retail front ran the institutions.
Dude, if a very small amount of them, but I mean, if you guys, I don't know, if people have been building positions, like I said, since these early days, yeah, they fucking front ran these morons.
So people have this once in a lifetime chance to be able to invest in this infrastructure layer of the internet and have an ownership of it. And that is incredibly egalitarian.
All right, we get the picture, Raul. Ripple's own dev confirms it. What does he confirm? AI models like Opus 4.8 are now finding vulnerabilities in ZK circuits and protocol designs themselves, not just the app code. That's why XRPL team made AI-assisted security reviews non-negotiable. While other chains got 4-year-old bugs hiding in the dark, XRP is already ahead. That's the type of stuff, man. I'm telling you, not just XRP. This just happens to be the XRP story, but any of the guys doing this sort of stuff, The SpaceX. Oh, here we go, Anthony Pomplebino. The SpaceX IPO will be the watershed moment for Wall Street to open their doors to self-directed retail investors. The banks have been trying for years to figure out how to court this cohort of capital, and SpaceX gives them the perfect asset to entice individuals to enter their ecosystem. If the IPO goes well and individuals make money, there will be a bonanza for the banks in the next few years. Retail investors will pour capital into funds, IPOs, and various instruments. If the IPO does not go well and individuals lose money, the relationship between the institutions and retail investors will be set back. Do you think they give a fuck about that? Are you kidding me? This is the first date between two groups who historically have been skeptical of each other. Dude, if you don't think these giant conglomerates like Goldman Sachs and shit leading the charge in these fucking things, if you don't think they're going to benefit from some good, sweet exit liquidity, I don't know what, like at a certain point, but I don't know. What do I know? If XRP falls below $1.12, it will sit at the lowest point since November 2024. At that time, Gensler was still the SEC chair and the SEC appeal was still ongoing without an expectation of a settlement in sight. Damn. Zcash founder confirms, yep, a lot of that Zcash stuff. It's always one thing after another. One thing after another. Remember the fucking Aave hack? Like, it is always one thing going on. Giant. Boomers destroyed America. All right, Maverick popping off. Mass adoption of crypto begins with a black swan type event. Save this tweet.
I pursued all of our goals by championing regulatory improvements, embracing innovations like stablecoins, and improving our customer service. As digital currency and stablecoins reshape the global financial system, credit unions have an opportunity to embrace this transformation from a solid foundation of safety and soundness. Stablecoins can make payments faster, cheaper, and more inclusive. On May 15th, we announced a proposed rulemaking for permitted payment stablecoin issuers, our second rulemaking required under the Genius Act. This rule puts credit unions on equal footing with banks. Credit unions are well poised to benefit from this long overdue update to America's payment system. As as stablecoins become more widely adopted, we Americans may no longer be made fun of for speaking of how many business days a payment will take to settle.
All right, we get the picture. Yet again, we get the picture. All right. JP Morgan City. Oh, God, here we go with this.
First,
why is he screaming?
We have to leave X. Not just...
we have to leave X? What are you talking about? You leave
First,
X.
We have to leave X. Not just me, the community. It's a toxic hellscape that has become irredeemably bad. First,
I mean, Charles, it's just... I hope you're intelligent enough to realize that, yeah, a solid majority of activity on this website is bot activity, pretending to be people, but there also are people behind these. So, like, it's, I don't know what he's talking. Oh, yeah, we got to all leave X because people are being mean to me, Charles. 90% of them are fake and couldn't even fucking beat you in a tic-tac-toe match. I mean, what are you worrying about these fucking people? Bitcoin's number one. Like, you can't listen to people. They're not, like, are they even real? Like, you get what I'm saying? Even if they are a real person, I have a hard time believing it. Yeah, all right, Charles, I'll meet you there. Where do you get complimentary from? Oh, he's talking about Bill. Who the hell is this guy? A new narrative. Does Bitcoin need a messaging rebrand? I don't know, man. If something just had utility, I don't know if you really have to be scrounging for scraps to try to come up with its tagline of why maybe it should have a value higher than $2. I don't know.
The only thing I do worry about, and I think this is something where the industry itself has to kind of figure this out, is the messaging shouldn't only be, hey, the boomers are coming. That makes it seem more Ponzi-ish, like we just need more investors. I think the message is that the fundamental purpose and value here is that the government is going to print money like crazy no matter who's president. And if you want a hedge, something that the government cannot debase, this is a powerful asset for that, similar to gold.
How about gold, silver, copper, oil? I mean,
the only thing I do worry about, and I think this is something where the industry itself has to kind of figure this out, is the messaging shouldn't only be, hey, the boomers are coming. That makes it seem more Ponzi-ish, like we just need more investors. I think the message is that the fundamental purpose and value here is that the government is going to print money.
They're going to print money like no tomorrow, and it's all going to go to Bitcoin because people are going to realize that Bitcoin's going to solve this multi-trillion-dollar problem of fucking tokenization and collateral and fucking just freeing up all this money stuck everywhere and DeFi and fucking buying houses, using it as a collateral to buy a house. I mean, they do all these things already, some of them. It's just, what do we tell the people to get them to buy Bitcoin? What do they tell them? If you want to hedge against the dollar and you want a fixed supply digital asset with no supposed third party, I don't know, maybe something like an XRP and XLM, even some other ones. I mean, if that's the criteria, there are others that meet that criteria. So just on that front, okay, why is Bitcoin better? Digital energy. Okay, all right, the energy's, all right, it's inefficient. The energy is used, okay, for the transaction. All right, then what? Like, XRP and other chains can do this without all that nonsense. Just benefiting the energy companies to some capacity. I don't know, it seemed like there are kind of a lot of people jumping ship, Bitcoin mining. And it just seems, honestly, you know how you can think of it in my mind? Who, throughout time, who have been the people? Team Bitcoin only and crap. No, Cynthia Loomis used to be like that. She's come around. The money has got to her. They sat her down and they say, listen, this is not going to go forever. This is how this is going to work. You're actually in a potential position to count as a vote, so we need to sit you down and have this conversation. You're going to vote yes for this, blah, blah, blah. Still got BTC. Nah, I got some BTC, yet again, from way back. Just when, and just like the guy Nick, Crypto Nick, the only reason I hold it, and I think most people hold it, is just in case it goes back up. You know, maybe it does. Maybe Morgan Stanley and all these guys Charles Schwab, all coming to the table. Maybe they will milk this pony a little bit more. Maybe the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve does somehow come to reality, and that's the bailout for Bitcoin, considering Trump, Donnie, and his kids are balls deep in Bitcoin and Bitcoin infrastructure, America Bitcoin mining, all Bitcoin, they're Team Bitcoin and Tether. So Cantor Fitzgerald, I mean, all the evil kind of people in the conglomerate are kind of Team Bitcoin and Team Tether at the top. So they may be in a position to throw it a life jacket to keep that shit above. It's Donnie's kids come to him, Dad, our Bitcoin investment isn't doing so good. All right, son, I'll try. And he tells whatever. Try to make Bitcoin go up. All right. We'll do that. We'll get right on that. Yeah, so crypto wasn't dead the last 5 times when literally none of it worked. But now that it works and we're about to pass the biggest piece of legislation in its history, that's when it will die. Or perhaps you're all just emotional. All-time high soon. Let's see. Caleb popping off. Let's see. I hate it. Yo, he hates it. He hates it. Anthony Pomplabino. If you liked Bitcoin at $126,000, you should love it at $62,000. Bitcoin is preparing itself for what it does best. I hated it at $126. I don't know, man. It might just be... I feel like he's a fucking paid actor to an extent. And he's a prominent voice in the opposition to Bitcoin, and they utilize him like crazy. It would just benefit him individually to be talking about this type of shit because it farms mad engagement. Insane. Yeah, it still does nothing at 126,000 compared. I mean, not that it does nothing, because technically the technology works. But if we're sitting here just from a long ass time horizon, I don't know, is it more likely than not, does Bitcoin actually hit $1 million? Do they have the power? Nick is trying to get Saylor on. Yo, this is crazy. Unpopular opinion, the 13 Reasons Why edition. Anna Baker's ass wasn't even fat. This guy's a menace to society. Wasn't he acting like Saylor was a genius not too long ago? Yeah, Jim Cramer. We're definitely at the bottom because now he's coming out and being pretty consistent with this sort of messaging. Who murdered Bitcoin? It's official. MicroStrategy is now facing its biggest unrealized loss in history at $10.8 billion. Tom Lee's fund is under a lot too with Ethereum. I don't know. 2 of the greatest investors of our lifetime? Maybe. Maybe they do come out on top. Bitwise CEO. This is the most bullish moment in Bitwise's entire 7 to 8 year history in crypto. A major U.S. bank recently told Bitwise they were planning to go from 0 to 500 miles an hour on crypto.
A time in our 7 or 8 years in crypto where there are more reasons to be bullish than this exact moment.
DTCC's out mentioned in Stella.
Bullish moment from my perspective in the entire journey that Bitwise has witnessed in the space. Let me give you an anecdotal example. Last week, we were with one of the largest banks in the country, and a senior executive there shared that the management team of this bank, which I won't mention, has, quote, said the bank needs to go from 0 to 500 miles an hour on crypto. I don't know that a bank has ever gone from 0 to 500 miles an hour on anything.
Not even from 0 to 10.
0 to 10, right? Yeah. Just putzing wrong at 3. That is absolutely extraordinary. It's indicative of how the moment that we're in, things have absolutely changed. Absolutely a new chapter in crypto. And the rate of change is now going to accelerate. Things that people were familiar with and used to in crypto are going to change in some ways. And a huge dimension is every corporate and financial institution is going to be in the space in one way or another in the next 12 months.
They're already here, basically, dude.
That's one anecdote. There's another bank relationship that we have where the management team has given parts of the bank 100 days to figure out their roadmap for crypto. I share these as indications. Banks are very important institutions in financial services, and their own self-assessment is it's hugely important and it's hugely urgent, and we need to go fast, and we need to go impactfully. So that is one.
Roger that. I mean, they're out here talking about it. Pay attention. We've been paying attention. Here we go with this. Remember, this was a while ago, but
All
Not a while ago, like a fucking week ago.
Myself a little bit and say, obviously there was a big announcement with the DTCC saying that they have this program going live in the summer. I think just in a couple months, they were working with 50 plus teams to establish some best practices. And so I'm curious how the partnership with Stellar and the DTCC separates itself from the broad partnership between the DTCC and, these 50 plus participants. Also, welcome to the show, and it's a pleasure to have you here.
Well, thank you. It's so great to be here. And I actually love that we're starting there because I think that that's a place that maybe some folks have gotten to, and I'm happy that you got some grief over it. But the fact of the matter is, it's all based on the technology, right? And Stellar was built for this from day one. And a lot of the folks at the DTCC, especially in the digital assets group, have been working with Stellar since I've been here. So since 2018, 2019, they've been
crazy. Probably before that,
doing a lot of
too.
work to help to build the protocol to the level that it needed to get to for these kinds of institutions.
Listen to what she just said.
Maybe some folks have gotten to, and I'm happy that you got some grief over it. But the fact of the matter is, it's all based on the technology, right? And Stellar was built for this from day one. And a lot of the folks at the DTCC, especially in the digital assets group, have been working with Stellar since I've been here. So since 2018, 2019, they've been doing a lot of work to help to build the protocol to the level that it needed to get to for these kinds of institutions to be able to build on it and have the clawback functionality, the freeze functionality, all of those necessary components from a compliance standpoint built in at the core. So you do not have to build a smart contract, and you do not have to do this if you don't want to. You can, but you don't have to, because all of these things, in addition to privacy, are built in at the core layer. So it will be it's an open public network, which first of all is pretty amazing that DTCC is picking an open public network like Stellar, and there's a lot of good reasons behind that. But it's all based on the technology. Sure, there are other blockchains. There's no question that there's going to be some. They have quadrillions of dollars of assets. But those assets are going to, the institutions that are going to pick to issue are going to pick based on the tech stack. And our tech stack has been proven. We have been building on for institutions since day one. Franklin Templeton built the first money market fund on Stellar and started that in 2019. They did that without coming to us. They did that by picking the tech stack for the value of the tech stack. So some of these folks that actually are at DTCC are the ones that helped us to get there. That's the beauty of open public networks, by the way.
Denari is your... Oh my God, and then Denari is good for your armpits because it's aluminum free. The roll up. Man, get the fuck out of here. We're listening to Denell Dixon talk about how the DTCC's been penetrated balls deep in Stellar at least since 2018. Yet again, I've been seeing Denell Dixon in the fucking CFTC meeting rooms and shit since as far back as I can possibly remember, posting from in there. What'd you say, $1.09? Ooh, bitch. 109. I might grab a little bit more. It was payday. I already snagged some this morning. I might snag. I'm back in the truck. I'm not financial advice at all. I think I'm yet again. Any prices I'm seeing, I kind of get FOMO when the prices go really low because I'm like, how long do we really have? Probably in retrospect, I'm sure this will move sideways for a bit. Time to take out a loan. Definitely don't do that. Not financial advice, but I wouldn't do that shit. Never thought I'd see 109 again. Well, here we go. I'll fucking buy. I'll gladly buy 109 all day. Oh my God, in 2030. I don't know. That's the time horizon I'm looking at. I mean, opulence with the Canadian $10 super schmeckle chat. Here's for more XRP in your videos, Mike. Yo, I appreciate that opulence. My guy, the Canadian schmeckle super chat. How about that? Absolute goat behavior right there. Silver. XRP's looking... It's looking nice. Looking nice in those fishnets. XRP. I gotta get some XRP thing or crypto thing. Some decoration of some kind. Maybe like one of those stock things that shows the ticker. That could be cool right there. That could be cool. Maybe I got one of those. I know we go. Guys, I think that's it. You guys should follow me on X. Link in the description below. Because I try to post the notification here, turn notifications on YouTube, and hit the like button if you want to be notified when we go live and stuff. And the best place to support the channel, I don't think I have it pulled up anymore. One sec. You're so conceited, I say that I love you. Time to get a night job. Have to scoop a bit more. That's the shit I was saying. And if you haven't seen my XRP time capsule video, you should watch that months ago. I'd be curious to go back and listen to what I was saying. I really do. But it was something along that lines. It was like if I knew what eventually. Oh my God! Actually, going back and watching that, I wonder what. Oh yeah, we got to go back. We got to go back and see that for sure. I should do another one. So here we are at $1.09 again, again. This is it. You guys can join our group, the Minutemen. All right, link in the description below. Exclusive videos weekly. Just posted one yesterday. More going into the Sailor, Bitcoin, John McAfee stuff, XRP Ledger Domination Emotion. Like, it was a 25-minute video, so we got a lot of stories and content in that. Exclusive videos weekly. Smoke sessions. We were talking about the absurd Bitcoin mining rig from Trump. I did a video on that. All sorts of stuff. DTC, BIS, CME, David talking with scams. A ton of good content over there. Shane Ellis theory. That was an interesting one. Smoke sessions, consciousness, all sorts of shit. This is why you have to keep at least 1K aside. I mean, yeah, cash flow is good if you're trying to build long-term positions and things. Cash flow is solid. May even sign up to Uber. I don't think Uber is the move, especially now with gas prices and everything. I really don't think Uber is the move. I could be wrong. But yeah, I think especially now. Keeps dipping at the dip to buy the dip. Yeah, I'll buy the dip all the way to zero. I'll buy the dip all the way to the underworld. Take advantage, everyone. He says, not financial advice, Mozart, but I'm picking up what you're saying. At this point, we need 34K for the dips. Yeah. But yet again, it's like if you just approach the philosophy of like, just, I don't know how kind of any investing kind of goes, and you just chip away when you got extra money, and it's just a fund you ideally don't even think about. It's money that if it went to zero, you would be okay, but you know, it wouldn't be ideal. But I'm not sitting here thinking this thing's going to zero. It would honestly be exciting. It would be fucking exciting if this thing goes so fucking low and they really go for the, as I said before a while back when Sailor, we were covering when Sailor, the MNAV with Sailor, it has to stay at a certain number, but then he's like, no, we have cash flow to supply the dividend up until like a whole year. So they have like a year cash cushion they were talking about. We'll see. We'll see. But I was wondering if they were going to put the final stake through the heart of the vampire back then in MicroStrategy. Is it now? Is it just a vessel for cover for all these institutions like Schwab and everything rolling up, now adding spot trading? Buy high and sell low. That's exactly what goes on. Yo, Mozart with the $5 super chat. Buy the dip. He says, I might have to buy that dip right now. What do we got? $15 total super chat right now. Maybe I do a little 15 buy. Nah, maybe I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how much I want to throw at it right now, because I am wondering over the weekend, does this heat up? We always seem to get bad dumps on the weekends. Might be a lot of buying this weekend, honestly. Just keeping an eye on it. Mo just donated 5 XRP. Buy the dip. Sell the nose. Might go MIA for a while. Claver might go MIA. Yeah, maybe. See if we got any breaking news on this Friday. U.S. government Bitcoin holdings are down almost 50% to 20.8 billion from a 40.7 billion peak in October. Yeah, but it's the volatility, bro. Warning, JPY hits $1.60. Oh, no, $160 from Good Evening Crypto. That's not good. Not good. The two biggest crypto bulls are now sitting on roughly $22.5 billion in unrealized losses. I don't know. I thought these guys were always super geniuses. Anthropic just called for a global pause in AI development, warning that AI is getting close to improving itself without human help. In April, yeah. I mean, I feel like they're always fear-mongering, though, a bit. Let's take a look. On my own. The return of the enterprise blockchain. S&P on track. Wow. Fucking S&P still tearing it up. Tearing it up. So next week should be a fun week. Next week, Friday, is when SpaceX is aiming for their IPO, right? They're launching on a weekend? Something like that. Is that how that works? Oh, here we go. What's up with this? Oh my god, his stupid watches. I'm tired of winning too.
A strike in gold.
Who cares? Who gives a shit? Securitize and Cantor Equity Partners. What is this? Become a publicly traded... Oh, Securitize is becoming public too. Wow, wait. Oh, this is fucking interesting. I definitely want to look more into that. Huge. Let's see. It can't be dirt. That's for real. Edo predicted we go to 70, 80 cents, so that's where I'm buying personally. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we hit down to that. I'll be taking advantage of those prices too, though. I don't mind it. Ripple 2026 Corporate Philanthropy Awards. Interesting. Jamie Dimon. Now, this is when he said Brian Armstrong was full of shit. Stock should go up. Goddamn Bitcoin. What's this? Congress is going beyond Bitcoin. Congressman Nick, American Reserve Modernization Act. Yeah, that's if his act gets passed. President Trump says, with a great job report. Man, who gives a fuck what he's saying? I can't shake the feeling everything's about to change for the better, says Jake Cleaver. Interesting. Interesting stuff. $1.10. Guys, hit the like button, all that stuff. Support on Patreon. Join the Patreon. Link in the description. And that's it. That's libs. I think that's all we got going today. Covered a lot of ground. That's it. That's all I got. Take it easy. Hit a workout today. Might go hit some kettlebells for a little bit just to get some work in before work. You know, you gotta push. You gotta push through it. Take it easy.